So Naz, are you jealous of Kanye for getting that lifetime subscription offer for Pornhub? Because I know you know all about porn stars and shit.
Absolutely not. That is that's pure fluff on the part of Pornhub.
Yeah.
You can just go to xnxx.com and click HD.
Word. That's where real niggas go. Like when I heard that, I said, "Ill, you in the slums? Ill."
How dare you offer me that?
Well,
Why
you don't
would
want
you
to.
be down there?
You don't want to watch the anime sex scenes, lesbians.
xnxx they have all of that.
Yeah.
All of it. They search bar. It's pre-populated in there.
Maybe I don't got all the tabs in Pornhub, but once he said Pornhub, I was like, "Ill, you're slumming it. Get your life together."
It's not 10 years ago.
Wait, is Pornhub like the generic porn site? Like, you know how like for example, let me think of it. Like, if it's like the Nike. The Nike of the porn industry, and then you have like some of these other ones are kind of like these like Converses or like very specific kind.
I'm about to start rolling off.
Yeah, like
no, but my go-to is always X and XX.
Yeah,
because it has everything. Like
everything you need, all of your pleasure.
Well, on that note, my name is Erin Ashley Simon.
Brandon Killabh, y'all.
And I'm YouPorn.
Regular ass Naz.
That's another one.
Welcome to another episode of GrassRoutesPodcast. Be sure to hit the subscription button and subscribe early so you can be notified about all of our episodes. Also, like we said before, get a t-shirt because we're about to close that down.
Word.
And if you want to hear about more porn knowledge, be sure to hit up Regular Naz at regular_Naz.
Don't hit me up for that.
Oh man, that was an interesting interview. All right, before we go there, because there's a lot to delve in there. I thought I was the only one that caught a lot of shit that was said in that interview. Off topic of obviously the main things that were pertinent. Me and
It
Nas
was major double takes.
Yeah, it was,
major.
All right, Takashi 6ix9ine. Looks like he's really in some fucking danger.
Yo, I was gonna start off by saying, you ever the story of the little boy who cried wolf?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the perfect, if I'm using this correct, parable.
Yeah.
To what 6ix9ine is doing. That don't drop the soap, don't drop the soap.
Yeah.
All that. I don't know, man. You got arrested a few times. You got a nice little record, and you trying to play chicken with the judges, and that's not a good look, man.
Well, he did release a video saying like, yo, like, you know, I'm just trying to be me. A lot of you guys keep hitting me saying, you know, you're not taking this serious and you're not acting accordingly or being held responsible for your actions. He was like, I really am. He was like, but at the same time, while my freedom is on the line, I still have to be me. And the only reason I sympathize with him is because I feel like that's his way of dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he still feels like, all right, I'm a kid because he's only 18. Like he's
like 21, 22.
Well, oh no, he was 18 when the shit happened, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah,
He's still young. My thing is though, he's looking at it like, all right, like if I really focus on what's happening, I may lose it, like mentally. So I kind of sympathize with him. But on the flip side, he definitely playing with fire because these judges using that shit left and right against him. I just like the videos. I don't want the videos. I
mean, he was accused of choking out a 16-year-old fan. Like, that does not help you whatsoever. Then on top of that, you didn't finish and get your GED, which was part of the initial agreement.
I thought he did.
No, he didn't.
He lied?
They said that he didn't go through with it.
Because he definitely told Charlemagne that, yo, I just got my GED. What did you do?
Yeah.
No, his original 2-year deal was extended when he failed to finish his GED, and that was like in October.
Oh, he failed prior to, or he doesn't have it at all.
I don't know if he has it, but he failed. I know he failed, and that's why it was extended.
Yeah, he definitely told Charlemagne that he had it, and that's why he was trolling Charlemagne. Like, yeah, congratulate me, I thought that was great. Congratulate me.
I don't know, but that's part of the reason why it was extended. And then on top of that, he had some other incidences that happened recently, and I'm like, yo, like if you're in a situation like that where they literally were giving you a certain amount of community hour service and had like an agreement, but then you just do all this crazy shit. Like, dog, if you didn't do all this crazy shit, you wouldn't you wouldn't be having this right now.
Yeah, you wouldn't have these issues right now.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to crucify him? Like, they talking about giving him 3 years, got to register as a sex offender and all this other shit. Like, what do we think is going to happen? Mind you, I'm looking at these pictures on here where he shows up to court, like, you know, with his shirt out, tie untied a certain way.
He thinks he's been winning, and it's undeniably he's been winning in the music game for the past, 8 months, 9 months? So he probably thinks he's untouchable.
Yeah.
You know, he should have took that little warning when they put him out in Rikers and they had to release him because them dudes were threatening him.
Yeah.
When you go up to Sing Sing and Attica, when you go up there, if you're in PC or the Shoe, you're in 23-hour lockdown.
Yeah.
You know, so you out there and it's just. That's not fun.
They're going to use him as an example. I feel like
they tried to give Meek a year or 2 years for a dirt bike in Manhattan.
Well, yeah, New York is rough. when you think about it. Yeah, now I take it back. I don't know if I'd be playing with these niggas. Like, when I really think about
Absolutely
it,
not.
They out here. I really just that fast. You forget about what Meek went through. They're gonna try to smoke his little ass.
Yeah, yesterday you were riding a dirt bike, bro. We're gonna arrest you today.
Yeah, like now when I really think about it, this is happening in New York. They're gonna try to smoke him.
Yeah, I mean, he had originally like his situation wasn't that bad. It was like 300 hours of community service, the GED thing, and there's a few other things. Like that's all you had to do.
Yeah.
Like, but now you are wiling out a little bit too much. And even if you know the accusations, I don't know how true they are, but you're still being accused of these crazy things, and especially with a minor, that does not help you whatsoever. So just for them to hear that, they're like, all right, we're gonna definitely slap more on there.
Take you speeding, bro.
Well, the other, I mean, and just looking at his age, he's 22. So I mean, I would think he's a little bit seasoned now when you think about just going through this whole stage.
He thinks he's a teenager. Like I've heard him on the videos talking about older rap artists who are really like 29 and 28. So yeah, old heads is coming after. I'm a young dude. I'm a young. What do you call himself? Like a teenager or a boy or something like that. Like, dog, you 21. You's a man. You a man.
Well, I mean, in rap age, you can be 30, and if you've been in the game for 10 plus years, you're considered an old head.
All right, so I guess we washed.
Yeah, I'm definitely washed. I know I'm washed.
I'm super trash.
I've been washed. But I guess that's what he's using that for marketing purposes.
Well, another thing too, we have to remember he's accused of apparently assaulting a cop. That really, you know.
When nowadays that's kind of like wishy-washy because the cops have been fucking up.
No, but even still, like, I feel like when it comes to situations with cops, like your sentencing or like anything dealing with that is going to get worse because of that.
Well, yeah. When you hit a cop, that's automatic assault. So.
Yeah, I don't know. When I really think about it, though, as much as I do enjoy his Instagram, because I really do think he's funny. He's
super troll.
He is a walking content box to me. Like, he just is just a funny dude.
Yo, he's dead ass world star hip hop in a person.
Yeah, like
when you really, I used to think it was MTV Riff Raff.
Yeah. Riff Raff is pretty funny too, but him for me is just entertaining. It would be a shame at some point for him to really not take this legal issue serious, and maybe he is taking it serious. He could 100% be taking this whole situation serious. But with all the points y'all just brought up, they may get him the fuck out of here, yo.
Yeah, all the DA has to prove, like, when you come to court in the oversized white tee, and I know you got money for the custom white tee, jeans, and what do you have on there, 11s?
12s. Don't be
the 12s? My fault. The 12s.
Has to be super specific.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm trash. I pump fake like a couple of times at the sneaker store yesterday. I had the lady dumb tight. Take these back. But yeah, when you come to court, all the DA says, listen, this guy doesn't take the legal system serious. You can tell by his attire. You can see what he does on his social media. He's taunting the legal system, Judge.
Yeah.
He's taunting you. And that's all. Now your lawyer got to fight for your character.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I guess more to come with that shit. I don't really know what to say with this kid. Like, he's so talented and just... He presses almost every button when you think about it. You talk about beef.
Wolf, man.
You talk about and now even with the whole beef with him and YG is reignited. You know, super disrespectful lines that he's been spewing out. Like, It's like, when do you kind of just chill for a minute? But I guess to your point, he just been skating along this whole time. Like, he just out here maneuvering. So
yeah, man. I don't wish for anybody to really get locked up, man. Them 3 hots in a cot are not what's up.
yeah, I mean,
When you speeding,
he even said it though. He was like, "Look, when I was in there, it was crazy." Blah blah blah.
for
Like
the 2 hours. he was in
yeah,
there?
for all of the 2 hours that you were in there. Like,
Well, yeah, you got rainbow ass hair. You gonna instantly be spotted out.
Yo, what's that
Yeah.
joint from Half Baked? Well, is it, yo, how long do you think you can survive? You're like 4, maybe 5 o'clock.
dead ass though, man. I don't know. So whatever. I guess we'll keep posted with that. Back to fucking Kanye's nasty ass.
Your man was on Black.
On Black. Yeah, for those Black is that's disgusting.
Describe what. So what is it about Black?
It's an interracial porn site. And like the storylines are just this super porn storylines. Like,
yeah, like
oh, my husband's friend Lamont is staying at our house.
hold on. Wait, first off, can you take off that creepy porn voice that you just put on, my nigga? You're doing that way too well, my nigga.
My fault. The missus has been away for like 2
Lamont.
months.
Yeah, you out here reenacting scenes and shit. But no, it's the truth. He's in the bottom of the barrel, man. I heard that shit. I thought it was just me that caught that. I'm listening to this interview like, all right, yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel definitely brushed over
Oh,
that.
no, yeah, he definitely brushed. And that's how I know Kimmel.
Your abs are you like what? It's like
Kimmel's
children
a
are
creep.
watching.
Yeah, Kimmel's a creep because for him, he brushed over that shit quick. He's like, yeah, all right, so we're gonna cut to commercial break. I'm like, oh yeah, you know what that shit is too. You little nasty,
Oh man, he on there too.
you little nasty.
Kanye
troll,
looked
you.
at him. He was like, interracial, of
Wait,
course.
question. Is that? Do you think? I don't. I've never been on Blacked, but do you think that's the website where he saw the Kim K sex tape?
Nah.
No?
This is like a story. I'm about to.
Oh,
About
this
to
is
let
like
Matt
this
get
is like
Yeah.
some cinematic story, like
Yeah, it's
movie.
all interracial.
Yeah, it's
and
interracial.
It all has a theme.
But
to
it's like the classic. You remember Boogie Nights, the movie Boogie Nights,
Yeah.
and shit like that, where,
Yo,
where
that was my movie.
hard, right? Pause. Boogie Nights was one of those movies that really gave you the look of what happens in porn sites, where they set up the situations and they have those, hey, your air conditioning is broke.
Oh
Like,
my
you know what I'm
god!
saying?
Is it? Oh, so
It's-
you're telling me it's that one where they're like, the black man comes, I'm here to clean your pipes.
And,
Yeah, but
and the girl
yeah.
goes, what pipe are you talking about? Like, it's just weird, creepy shit.
Yeah,
Like,
but they
it's
get
just-
the black dude high roles, like maybe he's a businessman looking for
like
an assistant. And
it's just creepy, weird, cheesy shit that you could really look at it and just laugh at it. I find the humor in it.
you're not there for the acting.
Yeah, like it's trash. But
Academy Award winning.
so I thought that was interesting. How do you guys feel about Kanye jerking off the pictures of his sister-in-laws?
He didn't say that.
What the fuck you mean he didn't say
He
that?
did. He's just said he thought about smashing them.
Yeah, but still, that's,
no, that's not. That is not.
I don't know. I felt uncomfortable listening to that song.
He said the thing I did to those pictures. Somebody get the line. What do you, I don't know what y'all talking about.
I got
You're
you,
right.
I
My
got
fault.
you.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all
say
talking.
that.
I was listening.
But
like,
you know what? When I
that shit
heard
made me
when I
mad
heard that
uncomfortable.
song, I was like, damn, son, he really does rap what people think. Like he really does.
Okay.
Like he really does rap what people think. Like if I had sister-in-laws that were like. Damn, I'm about to paint myself into a crazy.
yeah,
ass.
I'm looking at you crazy right now. Like, wait,
Yo, Brett, you better zoom in on him with this one.
Go ahead, E, you got it.
Well, the line that he's talking about is, you got sick thoughts, I got more of them. You got a sister-in-law you would smash, I got 4 of them. Damn, those is your sisters. You did something unholy to them pictures. Damn, you need to be locked up. Now we need a bigger hot tub.
listen, bro.
I can't lie. I felt uncomfortable.
I just thought it
Listening
was
to this
weird.
song.
I can see thinking your sister-in-laws are attractive and beautiful. I think that is normal because generally you would be lying if you looked at them and said like they're not attractive. That would be a lie.
Right.
But to take it to the next level and you beating off the pictures,
You grabbing pictures
in
and
the
shit.
living room.
So you
like,
said he got a little too honest?
Yeah, like you that's creepy. That's creepy.
It's funny.
And now what is family dinner like at the Kardashians?
The Kardashian, hilarious.
Like-
They're definitely joking on him.
Yeah, like
What can you say to me when your step pops is in a 90?
yeah, I don't know.
Well,
man.
nah, I think Kris Jenner wrote off on that. I think she's like, yeah, do it. We'll find a way to twist it.
Do
I
you
bet you.
so?
Yeah, I feel
definitely-
like she is so
She
in on
probably
that.
sat back. She
has
probably
to
sat
be.
back, listened to it, and was
So here's my thing. But how
Yeah.
do you think like all of the sisters feel about that? Humor me. Do we think that they really knew that he be jerking off in the living room to their pictures?
Yo, if he's in the living room, that's OD.
Like, that's wild.
Which living room though?
Yeah,
take that shit to the bathroom.
You in the foyer talking about some, oh my God, let me turn the angle, let me turn the picture. Like, you wildin', my nigga.
This guy's looking at the Christmas cards.
Season's greetings. Like,
Easter pictures.
Yeah, like it's weird. And the fucked up shit is, I wanted to like the record. Like when the record came on, I said,
what did you expect though? Like he has a record that like I thought about killing me, so of course I thought about killing you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know what you. Go ahead. Say it.
No, you go.
Say it, please. Come on.
He's honest. He's.
Do we think it's honesty, or he's using this newfound awakening? Because he doesn't call it. He what does he call it? He said it's a breakthrough. It's not a breakdown, right? Do we think he's using this breakthrough as a way to just say controversial, uncomfortable things to make people uncomfortable for the sake of him being in the spotlight?
He 100% said that on Kimmel. He was like,
but that's my thing.
He was like, I like doing it. I think it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
But my problem with this though is like we're all like, I don't know about everyone. Some people are just on cancel culture, not listening. But I honestly, I'm like, where is he going with all this? Like contextually, like he lacks context. He lacks understanding. He has, in this awakening sense, he puts out hypocritical statements about loving those who oppose him. But then at the same time, those who oppose him, more specifically black people who oppose him, he says that's bullying. But people who oppose him on the other spectrum, he is going to love them for that. And then this whole being asked about, does Trump like black people? Dog, you've been asked that question twice already, and you don't got an answer, and you had weeks in between to think of a fucking answer for this. You got to be kidding me right now.
Talk your shit, E. Talk your shit.
I
like your energy.
It's not like it's not some like okay, so like Wilson thinks it's some deep ass philosophical question.
I'm not rolling.
No,
it's
rolling.
Not. I'm not
it's
rolling.
either is he or is he not? Does he have examples to show that he's for it or he's not? Don't sit here and say, "Oh, I'm so in thought." Yeah. Like, dog, you diverted the first time with Charlemagne when he asked you. You diverted the second time with Jimmy Kimmel, and then you go on Twitter and then try to explain yourself and say, oh, I was thinking, and I had it's a deeper meaning, and still, dog, you still had time to explain. Like even G-Eazy was like, yo, we have time. What's your answer?
I'm not worried about that. I can read through the lines. Number one, Kimmel and his whole crew, they didn't want to make Kanye look bad. Kanye says, I didn't get a chance to answer the question. If you know Kanye is going to answer a question. He's the same person that spazzed out on Sway in the morning because he felt the way and wanted to get his point across. Kanye will forever, Kanye will forever get his points off. So I'm not rolling. Number two, I can see the cleanup rollout happen when you then go on Twitter and say, I wasn't given a chance to answer the question, and then Kimmel follows with a tweet talking about pretty much standing up for Kanye as well. And I'm sure we'll have a.
But that's his man's.
They just got cool.
No, not just that. He's been doing the following up tweet for every single thing, for the TMZ thing. Even he did follow up tweets for tweets when he said, "Oh, Kim told me to tweet back and put more context. Like, I don't always agree with everything that Trump does." Like, he literally spews things out with very little context. Like, my thing is okay, I understand the whole let's show more love shit, and then the whole thing about how us as a black community, we need to be together more. I get that, and we even said that there's certain things before all the craziness happened that we agreed with or we understood.
Even in the Kimmel shit, there's certain parts of that I agree with him.
Yeah,
I get it. But he'll give you bits and pieces of really, really good gems,
and then it just falls apart.
And then you can't even take it seriously because then he says some just outlandish shit.
Because he has the aluminum foil on his head.
Word, they're asking a cut and dry question. Do you think Trump cares about black people? Yes or no? There's no political backing about it.
He made it even a little more open than when Charlemagne asked. He was like, Trump or people.
Well,
so he made it even a little more open.
Kimmel made he expanded on that, to your point.
Yeah.
Let me play devil's advocate real quick. Yeah. Do you think that his hesitation is possibly because Kim is making headway with the prison reform in some way, shape, or form.
That's part of it. The other reason why I think that he won't do it, if I'm being totally honest, going back to the Charlemagne interview, going back to a few interviews that Kanye's done, he's not informed enough about politics to take that stance and say, yes, I do think Trump is supportive of black people. Because the next question that follows is, tell me why. I don't think he can explain why he feels this way, because everything that Trump is doing right now is totally against black people and minorities.
But he's also
people.
He's also hypocritical too, because he says that he's not about politics, but he straight up said that he's gone to Trump to talk about Chicago. That is a political topic. How can you say you don't want to get into politics, but you got yourself into politics? You're talking about specific subject matters that are either indirectly or directly involved with politics. You can't fucking like say that you are in it, but then you're not in it. Like we can't be doing the seesawing thing.
How about this? How about Kanye in the simplest form is just a black Republican?
I can accept that. But again, your actions and your words have to match up. You can't talk about people sticking together and leading with love and doing all of these things that go totally against what the person that you are championing represents. It's a total, you can't do that. It don't make sense.
Do you guys feel like in that TMZ interview, do you feel like because he knows he lacks facts and context, that's why he purposely brought Candace to be that filler in?
Yeah, definitely.
To help boost what he's saying?
Listen, every time, and literally every time he is cornered, just because I've been watching so many interviews again, he deflects. He deflected with Charlemagne. That was the first deflection. Charlemagne asks a blatant question. He then replies to Charlemagne and says, well, let me ask you, do you think? And then he stops himself and says, yo, I hate when people ask a question with a question. That's a real emotion, because I feel like that's a deflection line. That's a deflection line. Then he goes into redecorating his patio. Same thing with the Kimmel shit. Even with the Kimmel situation, he stops there.
Yeah, he pauses.
If you smart, in TV you can't have a dry spell in TV.
Let's go to commercial.
Yeah.
Well, he diverted even with TMZ when he's like, you know what, I'm going to show you love. Like, because that was getting heated during that conversation. And then he literally went from being on defense to being like, oh, brother, let me just show you love. Like, that was complete diverting.
What if
He's not informed enough.
What if this is just one masterful troll?
Nah, I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling.
Why not? Why not?
It's one thing to be a troll, then it's another thing to take it to a different level of disrespect.
He's a self-admitted asshole.
But that doesn't, just because you're an asshole doesn't make it right.
But what can an asshole do to? They say, I'm gonna top myself. Pause. And I'm not gonna answer it. And I'm gonna let you come up with the answer. I'm gonna sit here and just,
because when you top yourself, at that point, you start to then do things that compromise your integrity and or the things that you are quote unquote standing behind. You can't side with certain things because it goes against everything that you're trying to represent or trying to shed light on. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't add up. None of these actions and words add up. It doesn't.
Well, that's the East point. He doesn't have an end game.
No, it's not even at the end game. I just think he's not informed. He's not informed. He likes the fact that Trump likes him. He likes that. He felt a way about Obama because Obama called him a jackass on TV, and he felt like he had that rapport with Obama.
Oh,
yeah.
This is a masterful troll. This is a troll.
I also wrote an article on the Shadow League where I was like, the whole problem with Kanye isn't his free expression or anything. It's his uncheckable ego.
Yeah.
Like, if you check his ego, whether he is right or not, because you checked his ego, he's going to try and counter and go against it. Yep. And he's done that time and time again. Because think about it. This is a man who was once David, but now is Goliath. And now he has his uncheckable Goliath Trump ego.
Yeah. But he's always had I remember in 2003 or 2004, I remember watching him on an interview when College Dropout first came out.
Yeah.
And he was up for, I want to say like a Grammy or MTV Music Award. And then he said the worst thing that you can do to my ego is give me that award and actually tell me you like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember that?
I remember that. I
remember him. I remember watching that thing, and I don't know for what reason why it stuck out to me, but he was like, "Yo, the worst thing you could do is
but
give me that award."
He makes these statements. It's the same way where they said, "Yo, everyone kept." He did that speech. He was like, "Yo, everyone kept asking me what would I do if I wouldn't win," and he held the award up. And was like, "I guess you'll never know." He's that type of person that when things don't go his way, he'll figure out a way to get the light back on him.
And on top of that, too, he's someone who constantly wants to prove people wrong. He's still talking about, like, even to this day, he still goes back to, when I first started making music, they didn't think I could be a rapper. Like, he's still, not that I'm saying, like, what he's doing is amazing, like in the music sense. Like we can't deny his God-given talent.
Yeah.
Like
Talent's never been a question.
He shifted the music culture.
Yeah.
Like let's keep that real.
He's creative now.
But he's in this constant mode of always trying to prove people wrong, and he's willing to go to the far depths of whatever hole he's getting himself into to prove them wrong.
The great ones do that.
He did it in music, but it worked out fine. But you know why it worked out fine? Because he had a talent in it. He has that creative intelligence. It worked is partially and it is working in fashion because of that creative intelligence. He doesn't understand that just because you have creative intelligence does not mean that it translates over to intellectual critical thinking, which is part of politics. There's way more that goes into politics than just being a visionary. Like, it's so much shit. Like, you can't, like, and the thing is, because of his uncheckable ego and him trying to prove people wrong, it's like he's trying to conquer. It seems like he's trying to conquer or influence all, like, the Trump people and get involved in politics, but not really. Like, and it's all because he constantly wants to prove people wrong.
Yeah, that's the great ones have that.
The other thing too, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but just humor me. He gives me spurts of, like, great figures, if that makes sense. Like, when I watch him speak, I get like a Michael Jackson vibe where you see these very mystical people that just think differently, and you can see that they're very artsy and they're channeling a different type of energy, right? I think though that now whatever energy is now being bestowed on him, he doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know how to channel it and make a clear, concise thought make sense universally. You get what I'm saying? Like, there was times where you would see a Michael Jackson interview where he would say certain things and you would be like, okay, I get that. I that makes sense. Yeah. Whereas with him, you look at it and you start to get it, and then it's like, I don't really understand. Like, even Kimmel, if you look at how Kimmel was looking at him, he was like, I don't really get it. I don't get what you're trying to say.
When I saw that interview, what I thought was money affords him a lot of free thinking and a lot of free time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because that's something I forgot what statement he made. And I was like, yeah, you could think like that if your bank account had, 6 or 7 zeros. You can definitely afford to think like that. But the average person can't. You have to be preoccupied with work, with balancing your family and friends. If I had millions and millions of dollars, I could definitely think like Kanye. Yeah. But his whole, like you said, to put to your point, his ego is unchecked because you've been so great. Everybody's been stroking your ego at music and entertaining, and that you can do no wrong. Saying going back to 6ix9ine, that now you think I can take it and I can swing the pendulum this way. Yeah. And I can get into politics and I can attack this and I can make you love me here too. Yeah. And it, unfortunately, it's backfiring.
I don't know. Do you guys think that Kanye is beginning to be too far gone from? And I don't even know how to say it, but I mean, is he too far gone from realizing that a lot of the things that he's doing is more so damaging to just people? I don't want to just put it as black people. I just think people in general.
I think, one, I don't know where this end road is going. It's like we're driving in the dark with no headlights on. That's how I feel. Also, whatever he's ultimately trying to prove, his execution is horrible. But my thing is like, and I mean, and even with the tweets, like he's like, oh, now he's like, I have to turn the I's into we's, and you know, I don't call the people who work for me divisions, I call them arms. Like it's like he's trying to move away from this very egotistical mannered attitude that he has, but he still is showing that in some capacity.
Yeah.
Like, and my thing is like, I'm open to listen to whoever, you know. I just can't listen to him when you don't have facts or you don't want to acknowledge certain things.
Yeah.
Like for example, when he's talking about the whole concept of love, you can love someone, but in order to love someone, you have to accept and acknowledge their flaws. You have to acknowledge what they're doing wrong. If you say that you love Trump, why aren't you acknowledging what he does wrong and what his flaws are?
Yeah.
Because if to truly love someone is to love all aspects of them and is to be understanding of all aspects, whether you agree or don't disagree. It's kind of like if you have a family member who is a drug dealer, right?
We all have those family members that are drug dealers.
I know, right? Isn't that horrible though?
I have not a clue.
But if you have that family member who's a drug dealer and like, I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, that's a family member. Like you're gonna love them to some capacity, and you know what they're doing is wrong, and you will call them out and acknowledge that. My thing is like, if you truly love Trump, why aren't you doing that?
He's not going to.
Because he's afraid of the tweet backlash.
He's afraid of the backlash, and I think he's also afraid. He's protecting his political sources right now. He's protecting it. He is.
Yeah.
And I guess it's good business. My thing is it worth it?
And to
Is
go,
it worth it?
I don't know. And to go back to what you were saying about Kim K, he was already talking about all this stuff when Kim K was going to Trump, and even he tweeted saying that Kim K told him that you don't agree with everything.
Yeah.
And she still had that conversation. Trump's not going to trash talk Kim Kardashian.
President Trump for
Yeah.
Agent Orange. Just white women are keys to doors black men can't open. That's what Kanye.
That's what he says. Yeah. I don't know.
That's why he's watching him. He's looking at that porn site.
Black word.
Yo.
So Nicki finally dropped her album.
Yep.
Queen. How are we feeling?
I like Barbie Dreams.
Okay.
Barbie Dreams was dope. I think that's that's like the smack DVD Nicki, like when she was out there on the corner with them Timbs.
Mm-hmm. Well, she probably has on stilettos on Barbie Dreams now.
Yeah.
That stiletto type of flow. For me, I think it's a good project. Do I think that this album gets it done for Nicki? No, I don't. It's very it's semi underwhelming for me. The only reason I say that is because just sonically, like a lot of the flows that she's used, I've heard them before. A lot of the concepts that she's bringing back, with the exception of like the Foxy record, with the exception of a few other records. I know she referenced a lot of like West Indian records, and even with the exception of there's one other record on there, but I wasn't all that impressed with it. I don't like. It's something about this body of work.
Can I tell you guys something?
It was underwhelming for me.
Yes, Brother Nas.
That you guys are probably going to kill me, and I know they're going to kill me in the comments. I have a theory. Remember when Kobe started his decline, and he wasn't dunking anymore, and there's every once in a while he have a dunk, but he really started layupping? I think this is the beginning of the end for the GOAT, Nas.
For Nas?
Yeah. I heard his verse on Sorry, and then I'm looking at that Kanye record he did, and then this is his knees going.
Well, I do know, which I won't give my sources up, but I do know, and I've heard that his focus is not on music. It hasn't been on music for a while.
It's
like
not surprising.
while people think that he is into music, he's not. He's focusing on investing into tech companies and a whole bunch of other
He's
shit.
making a ton of money on that side.
Yeah, so I mean, I look at it as like ring rust when I listen to it. What did y'all think about the Eminem verse?
Wait, before you continue, he's basically just doing what a lot of rappers are doing. Like Lil Wayne, like his verses haven't been quite the same since the mixtape era, and even a little bit after. You know, I feel like when you get to a certain point in the music industry, it's like you've accomplished so much that you want to continue forth. And as we know, making money in music, you're gonna make a lot more in the tech space and other spaces than you are in music. So I'm gonna put my focus on that
especially
more than
seeing
putting
them
out
splits
music.
that's happening now in music. Yo, artists don't get paid shit, yo.
100% the group over there that keeps looking thinks I'm the game. 100% think I'm the game.
Yo, that is funny. There's somebody, for the listeners and viewers, there's a family over there just looking. They're 100% think you're the game. I'm gonna tell them that
They're
you're
trying
the
to
game
figure out
too.
which rapper he is.
I'm gonna tell them they're definitely staring at you. I'm definitely gonna tell them you're the game. I'm gonna let this. Somebody else is gonna call you somebody the same way people do every fucking day. From
Nah,
there.
they think you're Timbaland.
Or Q-tip.
What was I saying? Yeah. So for me, are there a few records on the album? There's a few records on the album that I think are dope. Do I think it gets it done to be labeled queen? Like she still talks the queen of hip hop. I don't. I think this is the reign is starting to come to an end.
For me, like, I don't know, like we all know that she had this, decade long reign.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's like when you get to a certain point where a lot of your references in your songs are about being the greatest and being the queen, then that's us starting to question where you are security wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if you're the greatest, you don't always have to say that you're the greatest or you're the top.
Yeah.
You don't have to constantly say that.
Well, that's like hip hop talk. My thing is,
I know,
when,
but
when you
still,
when you
like
talk,
especially with everything that's been happening.
yeah.
recently.
But my thing is, even with that, let's say we go with that, right? When
Yeah.
you start to talk the hip hop talk, you got to kind of back it up with the hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to back it up with that type of coof. Like you give spurts. Like Hov often would give spurts in records, letting you know that he's the GOAT. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
he'll reference him being the king and then just keep rapping. It's not every constant thing where it's like, why do I have to keep proving myself that I'm the queen? Why do I have to keep going up against these?
He has bars.
He
that
has
let you
these
know.
bars.
No, yeah.
He has a certain cadence, a certain flow, a certain demeanor about him that lets you know that he's the GOAT, right? I don't think that Nicki is moving on that level, and by that level I mean like of a queen. Like she shouldn't address certain things. She shouldn't have to keep reiterating that she's a queen. Like you're either gonna be the queen or you're not. Let your actions and your music and your stance in general speak for itself. I think that even with this project, I know that she's talking about, I think, going back in to go touch up records and stuff like that.
To update it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, mind you, I know that that's a whole streaming thing. I know that that's the sneak way to get additional units and additional numbers moved. I get it, but people, it's just not royalty like to me.
Regal, yeah.
Well-
Regal, that's the word I'm looking for. It's not.
I think she's also doing it to get a even better rating on Queen Radio. Like they had it, like her Queen Radio station had the highest rating on
Yeah.
Beats One radio history. So I think she's also trying to play that up too by updating it. Then she can release the tracks on there. Then it helps with streaming. Then it helps with the overall marketing plan for it.
Yeah.
But another thing I noticed that I know it was part of the marketing plan was how during her Beats One radio show, how she invited a lot of women.
Yeah.
And that was playing on the fact that people were saying that even though she talked about women empowerment, she's not really for women. So she had a bunch of women there.
Yeah.
And then there was like some men, and then some of the men were gay men. Like Kingsley was there. The guy, what's his name?
I don't
He's the
even know
guy
who
who does it.
Kingsley is.
He's just okay. It's fine. You can Google it. But then there's also the guy who is part of the Ellen DeGeneres show. Who became
DJ?
famous for talking. No, he became famous for critiquing cooking videos, especially like people who like would put like peas and carrots and mac and cheese and stuff, and he would comment that. Like he was there too.
He's eating off of that?
He became big,
Literally and figuratively speaking.
he became big. So long story. He became big because of those videos. Then he got on Ellen's show. Then became a recurring guest on Ellen's show, and now he works for Ellen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaylin Allen. But he was there too, and they had a lot of people. And you know what? The second I saw Karen Civil, I'm like, oh,
Smart.
that's smart. That's why they had all the women there. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying that she's not for women, but it really helped to kind of dispel that,
If she was really smart, she would have had nothing but hip hop women in that room.
Oh
She
yeah,
can't
had a lot
because
of.
she got beef. Remember Remy Ma bought out all of them?
But that's why if she was smart, if I'm her PR person, her management, whoever's in her corner, the one way you turn the tide with this whole rollout, you bring everybody up there that people speculated that you had a beef with, and y'all go up there and sit up there and have a conversation, and that's how you launch.
Yeah.
But I've been preaching that they need that 4, 3, 2, 1, 24 hours.
Yeah, but you're talking about a record. I'm just talking about a look. Like, all she did was just post a picture with Dre, all of these people.
So she had 7th Streeter, Normani. She had Kelly Rowland.
Yeah, but
Kim
that's
Kardashian. Some other Love and Hip Hop people. I mean, I don't know who else, like who other big hip hop female people were there, unless we missed it. But I didn't really see it initially.
I'm just going off the picture. I'm just going off the picture that was posted.
What happened to
is it a good look? That's my thing. Is it a good look? Yeah, it's a good look. Women empowerment.
Oh,
is it the precise look that you would need to change that stigmatism that you are not for? People within your culture and within your circumference as far as music goes. No, it's a wrong chess move. It's a wrong chess move. If I'm her, hey yo, I'm Young M.A. Come over. All these other
Lil Debbie.
all these up and coming hip hop women. They should have all been in that radio station. They should have all been
Rhapsody.
there. Rhapsody. Like,
had
there's
Rhapsody
so
up
many
there.
other people that you could have 100% said, hey, yo, look, I support the up and coming people.
She could have had Be Nasty up there, too.
It's a bunch of people. It's a bunch of people.
Yeah, and I get it. I mean, some of those people are probably her friends. I get it. But if you're going to really play on this women empowering marketing, you need to be a little more strategic. Like,
Definitely.
because the whole thing is, when it comes to hip hop, they think that when women are competing with other women in hip hop, like, it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
So if you want to dispel that, I mean, some of the stuff kind of didn't make it personal.
Yeah.
But if you want to dispel some of that, bring other hip hop women who are doing their own thing, who are trying to compete against you and other dudes, bring them up and say, you know what, on a personal tip, I fuck with them.
Yeah.
And I'm competing with you.
And even
hip hop's a sport.
And
it is.
And again, if she's worried about that, as far as people always saying that she doesn't support women, the easiest thing you can do is say, yo, I would go with the sympathy route. I would have been like, look, I've made some mistakes in the past. There's been tension. Hey, yo, look, come up. And I would post it. I'd be like, look, well, I'm for women. I don't have a problem. I want to fix things. You know how much of that would change everything for her. It changes everything for her.
Well,
and I don't know if maybe that's an ego thing where she says, nah, fuck this. I'm going to kill all these girls. Or I just didn't think of it. I don't know. But
it is 100% an ego with her.
I don't know. I don't know.
100% an ego.
I don't know Nicki. I don't know anything about what she's doing. I'm just saying, optically speaking, if I'm her, that's what I would have done if I'm really trying to rebrand myself as
damn, she could have had Lauryn Hill come up there.
There's so many people that she could have had.
Badu.
There's so many people that she could have had come up there.
Damn, son.
There's a few people, and I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about just up and coming women. There's a lot of up and coming women that's coming out.
Yeah, there's some dope female rappers coming out.
Yeah, like there's a lot of them. If I'm her, I would have did that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That Ganja Burn.
Mm-hmm.
That's a top 10 record.
Wait, no, Burns.
In 98.
Yeah, Burns. It's
She
Burns.
says she has to rechange
She has
it
to
to Ganja
rechange it.
Burns.
It's Ganja Burns.
Ganja Burns was a top 10 record in 1998.
I actually like Ganja Burns. I like that record. I'm not mad at that record. I'm really not.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a hater, but I was unimpressed.
Do you think she took shots at Cardi on Ganja Burns?
Probably. I heard the first verse.
There's one line that I think also at Black China.
Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's Cardi B, her, maybe a few others that she's had problems with.
She definitely took shots at Meek.
Yo, did you see the photo he posted? He went on Instagram and posted a photo of like eyes open, like, really?
Yeah, he took shots. He took shots at Meek. He definitely took shots.
It was like a subliminal post.
Side note: do you think Nicki saw the Fake Cheeks documentary?
Could.
I don't know.
Could.
I don't know. Wait, so the documentary about girls doing like the street injunctions and getting those. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
was Lala at that thing? Because Lala, I think she correct me if I'm wrong, but she executive produced it or was involved in producing.
Yeah.
So if Lala was up in there or they cool, I'm sure she probably caught wind of it.
It's very possible.
It's on BET too, I think. So
all right, back to the regularly scheduled program. My fault.
I don't know, but I'm at least I will say I'm happy that the album is out. I know that's probably a weight lifted for her. But it could, maybe it's not. I don't know, because I know that she's not really happy with the body of work herself. So I don't know if it was.
How many albums does she have left on that Cash Money, Young Money deal?
Who knows?
10?
I don't know, but all I know is this. For me personally, this project was all right. Like it wasn't. I didn't feel like complete this is complete trash, and I didn't feel like this is the greatest thing ever. Some songs I'm really vibing with and and then some songs I'm like, it's just not my flow.
It's just okay.
It's not my
The
style.
album was meh.
Yeah, it was just okay. It's okay. All right, so on to more pressing matters. We are finally getting a black James Bond, bitches.
I'm kind of on the fence about that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Are you?
Why you gotta kill the vibe, Nas?
I'm
You gotta kill the fucking vibe all the time.
You know why? Here's my thing.
What is your thing? Tell me.
Here's my thing. Although I'm very happy for Idris Elba, and I want to see him succeed. I'm really a big fan of his. We don't need. I think I don't want to. I want our own kind of.
I get what you're saying.
Even though James Bond is fake and it's not based on anybody, but
I get what you're saying. There's a certain precedence when you think James Bond. It's always been played by a white character. So even if he was to get it, you still would just look at that all of those other actors as being that prominent figure.
It's just like
we don't have our own
shit.
Pretty much. I'm rolling. The only reason why I think I'm for it, not even think. The only reason I'm for it, I equate it to when Barack became president. It's like one of those things you would never think that you would live to see. Like,
that was kind of.
You know what I'm saying? I bodied that. I know about that. James Bond.
You did good.
Yeah,
you did good.
James. I bodied it. James Bond he has a certain look to him. You know, blue eyes, dark hair, handsome guy, charming. You always get that same person. So to have finally a black prominent guy in that role.
I wanted to do well. Let me not get it misconstrued. I want him to do well.
I know what you're saying.
Oh, yeah,
I know what you're saying. I wonder who would be our superhero of what you're trying to.
I don't know. All I know
I don't know
is
about that.
out of a lot of actors out there, Idris Elba is one of the very few that can do little but project so much when it comes to seduction. Mm-hmm. He has that quality that would fit. That's what for 007. Very little work in terms of seducing a woman.
Yeah.
Idris Elba can do that in real life.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
So I think
I've never been seduced by Idris Elba.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't really know.
listen.
I'm gonna assume.
Hey.
I'm rolling with you. You know your shit. So
if he wasn't tying the knot, I may let y'all know, but I ain't trying to break any homes or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Wait, he has the British accent.
he's a smooth guy.
he has that factor. But I think it works well.
I hope it happens soon because he's getting up there in age, so he has.
Yeah, but that's when you start to come into your shit. It's like when George Clooney started to become the suave guy and
When he started to become George Clooney.
Yeah, when you start to become George, I think once you get older, you get a little bit more seasoned. You look different. Women like the whole salt and pepper look. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
I think he's a perfect candidate. I can't think of anybody else, especially if they're going to go with a black James Bond.
Him and Daniel Craig are damn near the same age.
Yeah, but they two different.
Yeah, I know. Black don't crack.
Yeah, two different things. Different things.
I know, right? Yeah, but it's interesting. But before, I also want to make this known because you know how people are. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been publicly announced, but a lot has been shown that it's looking very interesting. Considering that he tweeted, he's like, what did he say? Like, my name's Elba. Idris Elba.
But
and then after he was like, don't listen to the rumors. And then some media publication also talked about how one of the people that's involved, higher ups are involved with the whole series. They were like, oh yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to diversify. And, so
that's they've hinted at it. I'm gonna throw the name out. Let's see what the public.
Let's see how. Yeah.
That's what that was.
Let's see how. See, Twitter 5.
Yeah. He probably hit him back like, they fucking with me. Yeah, they fucking with me. We can go with this shit. And
10, like, 15 mil.
I'm gonna need a bigger contract.
Let's keep it under wraps right now. We don't want to let this out the bag.
He could probably get at least a 3-movie deal.
I got him at 3 movies. If it goes through, I got him at 3 movies. He's a good enough actor.
You know what? Let me take 2 movies with an option for the third, depending on how the first one does. If the first one is a smash, then it's the third one's gonna get greenlit.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can see 2-movie deal. third will be the option part of the contract if, like you said, the first one does really well.
Yeah.
And then depending on the second. But I think that it's going to be based on how well it does domestically.
Yeah, because there's only been one guy that's played Bond once, and I forgot. And he's like, he's not Sean Connery. He's not. God damn, what's the other one?
There's a few.
The one that the 007 game is based off.
I know you're talking about.
Oh my God, why can't I think of his name right now?
He was the dude that was in Mrs. Doubtfire. He played the
what him? He got several movies.
Yeah. I think Pierce
That's his name.
Brosnan?
Pierce
That's
Brosnan.
his name. That's
Pierce
his
Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan also like sort of co-signed Idris too.
They're British. That's his countryman.
Like, I
Got to.
UK, they're paying us back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, go ahead, get it, man. Born, shaken, not stirred.
Pause. Don't ever say that again.
What? Shaken, not stirred.
Fam, relax, relax.
Man.
I don't know what's going on. Just relax.
Listen,
like
he's
two
getting
things.
into character. He's watched too much of Black videos.
all day he's
too
been getting into
Too
character.
many storyline Pornhub
this
videos.
guy's
He's getting into
wildin'.
his role.
Yo,
Let him get
hold
into
on.
it.
Come to think about Idris Elba playing Bond, the amount of joints, the diversity in joints that he's gonna have.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be bangers.
Yeah. I wonder what I was gonna say. I wonder what the women cast would be like now, lining up with him.
Tessa.
Some light skinned John probably.
Tess is going up there. They're definitely gonna get Tessa.
Yeah, I hate to say it's probably gonna be a light skinned John.
Yeah. Well, I'm light skinned. I'm with it. What else are we covering today? Oh, wait. We have 2 more topics.
Oh.
We have 2 more topics.
Oh, we better start with the one that Nas was feeling a little upset about. Sam Smith.
Sam Smith.
Saying he doesn't like Michael Jackson's songs.
What are this thing? This is how R&B has changed. And it's Sam Smith and Justin Bieber. Wait, R&B dude gonna say I don't like Michael Jackson, but he has a good song.
Is it blasphemy?
R&B, as far as R&B, how Michael Jackson is the pantheon of which R&B guys are trying to seek.
Yeah, I'm rolling with you.
Well, it depends on what style. Because Sam Smith said he grew up listening to a lot of women R&B artists, more
Clearly.
so, and he gets his style. His style is inspired from there. I mean, like, come on, like, but my thing, but devil's advocate though. Why? Obviously, I don't, but why do people get upset when others don't like what they like? Like, people don't have to like, everyone doesn't have to like an icon. Mm-hmm. Everyone doesn't have to like Michael Jackson. He did not disrespect him.
He did. He said his song was good. Michael Jackson had 37 number one hits.
But devil's advocate, that's not the same as saying that it's shitty.
He bought the
different.
Beatles catalog. Every time a Beatles song got played, Michael Jackson got paid.
Yeah, but why is it that he doesn't have to enjoy he may not like the song, but it doesn't mean that he's saying he's a horrible star or he shouldn't have been an icon. He basically just said, it's just not my cup of tea.
I don't like Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan is a great, if not the greatest basketball player of all time.
It's one of those things, right? When you're of that caliber, when you think of Michael Jackson, he's one of the people that most aspiring R&B artists study, right? And in studying Michael Jackson, you also look into his creative ability and how he creates records, how he sings on records, how he lines out a record. So to call a Michael Jackson record okay, knowing that he was ahead of his time musically, it's a little disrespectful.
The Billie Jean version that we got was the 97th version of Billie Jean.
Like it's
literally.
Well, I'm gonna keep his devil advocate going but why is it that icons cannot be reviewed a certain way? Like I said, it's one thing to just say like, this is straight trash, this is stupid. He's not saying like Michael just didn't deserve to be where he is. He just said that, he doesn't just like these songs. And that's fine.
In 20 years, when someone looks back and you'll be talking and they go, yeah, LeBron James, yeah, I heard of him. He was good. What are you going to say? He was good. LeBron James was good.
And that's the thing. It's one of those things where it's like, fam, you're entitled to your opinion.
Wait,
you don't
but
have to like everything.
But you can't compare those. Like,
Nah.
no, when music compared to music.
Not talking comparing music. I'm talking about just comparing a body.
I'll say for him, comparing LeBron with music.
Yeah, he's talking about the body of work. The body of work that LeBron has laid out, the body of work that Mike has laid out. Can you just say it's okay? Like, well, that's my only issue. You like who you like.
I think when it comes to people, art is subjective. And if someone feels like they just don't like his music, it's fine to not like their music. He's not disrespecting the legacy. He just doesn't like the song. And I don't think and you know, as someone, because we got two people agree, we can't have everyone agree on here. Mm-hmm. But as a devil's advocate in the situation, like, you can't, like, I don't think that people should be canceled for not liking what everyone likes. As long as you do it in a respectful manner, that's fine.
I like Sam Smith songs.
You can like whatever you want.
I fuck with Sam Smith, and I'm not canceling Sam Smith. I'm just saying I just didn't
agree.
Who
did you say you didn't like?
I don't like. Well, musically?
Who was there's someone he said
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar.
Bad people will probably cancel you out for that. The same way that they're canceling out Michael Jackson. Think about it. But for the younger generation, they never saw Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. They're looking at certain artists now in a not as high as Michael, but in a high position. They're looking at Kendrick in a very high manner. So for you to say that you don't like Kendrick, they can come and say, now you're being disrespectful.
I'm not, though, because I said Kendrick is a great artist, and I like some of his verses, but I don't overall. I'm not gonna go out and buy a Kendrick Lamar album.
But Sam Smith basically said, I don't like he's like, I'm not really like his songs, but he never said anything about him not being a great artist.
He said his song was good.
That's the thing. That he doesn't have to like the music. I don't really care if he likes the music. That, truth be told, I don't care. But when you go into looking at someone's body of work and then knowing what that work did in the groundwork that lays out for you to even be here today,
good is dismissive.
Yeah, good is dismissive. Good
I don't think
it's okay.
It shouldn't be a problem. And plus, that conversation was a private convo that was made public.
Well, he should have did a better job making it private because I know about it.
Yeah, who was he with?
I'm about to air one of our private conversations. Then let's see what you. But no, listen, at the end of the day, like, I'm not, like, for me, I don't care if someone doesn't like an artist. Like, I straight up tell people, like, if you don't like someone, cool. Mm-hmm. Like, disrespecting an icon, like, being, like, straight disrespectful is one thing. But for you to say you don't like certain songs, that's fine. I don't really care. I personally don't think that, like, I think it's okay for you to have differing opinions and not be completely on the bandwagon. And not necessarily I'm saying Michael Jackson's a bandwagon, but there's a lot of bandwagon tendencies when it comes to music. Mm-hmm. And people instantly, like, want to, like, cuss you out if you don't like something that other people don't like. Well, guess what? I don't, whatever. As long as you're not being like, yo, like, Michael Jackson is not the best or greatest ever. He sucks ass. Like, that's one thing. Then I gotta check you and be like, yo, like, you wilding out. But if you just say you don't like his music, I'm like, all right, cool. I just think people sometimes overreact over some things that's just, it's not really worth overreacting for.
There's a song for every occasion in Mike's catalog. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I just feel like
everyone has to like it.
That's true. I just feel like there just should have been more, and I guess because it's a private conversation, I get all that. So of course he's not prepared to really deliver a prepared statement on it. But I just feel like even speaking candidly, being an R&B person and coming from that cloth, when you talk about Michael Jackson and music and what he's done, and not saying that he's doing that, but just his record, I can't see you saying it's okay. That's my only thing. You're entitled to your opinion. You care how you want to care about it. You don't even have to like Mike, because a lot of people didn't like Mike. They didn't like him for a number of reasons. They didn't like him. They called him greedy. They called him a whole bunch of things. Yeah. That's fine. But when you just talk about the work, the shooting in the gym, you can't just say it's okay.
Well, for him, if he thinks it's okay, then whatever. It's not like he's killing anyone. And on top,
I want to know who his top artists are.
That's what I want to know.
I know it's like more old school.
Yeah.
I don't think his mom necessarily played Michael Jackson for him, but he was influenced by other R&B icons. So it's not like he was like saying some R&B artists and we're just like, dog, okay, this is some whack ass shit.
Yeah.
But like I said, my thing is like, if his opinion, if he thinks that, and whatever, if he thinks it's okay, fine. He may not be influenced by Michael. He may be influenced by another R&B icon.
Yeah. He is, but he just doesn't know it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who was influenced by Mike?
At the end of the day, people we gotta we just have to be in an environment where people can have dialogues. Like we're in an environment where everyone's fucking cancel culture for everything.
I'm not canceling. I'm still playing Sam Stay With Me.
I would never.
No, I'm not saying you, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's canceled." This cancel culture is an abused term, along with influencer, a fucking for the culture. This shit is overused and abused.
Yeah,
stop trying to cancel everyone that doesn't agree with what you think. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if he is respectful of an icon, but just doesn't like his music, that's fine. Don't cancel him out for it, though.
Yeah, I'm not rolling with canceling him. Yeah, I'm not rolling with canceling.
Stay With Me in the car when nobody's around.
I would never want to hear your falsetto.
I don't, because I don't want to hear it.
Well, while we on the topic of R&B, are you guys excited for the new Dru Hill project?
Yo.
I don't know, considering them photos that Photoshop sneakers on it. Like, dog, that was so bad.
3 of them, I don't even know who are they.
Yo, I feel like Dru Hill has changed like 5 times.
They like the Temptations now.
And I was just saying,
but the Temptations, even when they changed, they got better.
Yeah, like I don't know what's happening with
Photoshop sneakers. Oh my god!
What kind of kicks you think he had on it? They had to Photoshop another pair of kick on.
He had the Dominican joints, 11 and a half extra points.
Do you know what? Were they all Nikes? Were they all Nikes that everyone was wearing in that photo?
I have no idea. I don't know, but I just know that crop was crazy.
Yeah, he had the 11 and a half extra points.
Yeah, like
you know the Dominican joints that curl up.
Damn. That shit is bad business. And who did they add to the group? Who was they add?
All I saw was Cisco and was it Nokia?
Nokia, I think it is. But that could be like Bizarro Nokia. He just must really look like Nokia. I don't know.
Because the other 3, I was like, wait.
So who they add? Oh yeah, they added veterans player to the group.
I mean,
listen, I don't care about that. I'm just the photo. Like,
hold on.
Why would you need to Photoshop sneakers? Or no, like, well, not sneakers. One pair of sneakers.
Damn, that's wow.
That's wild. You should have just left it.
Yo.
And
whoever did that should be fired. Yo. They should be fired.
That is a wild crop.
Somebody's niece, Cisco's niece did that.
Yeah, like when you really zoom in on the kick, yo, like that, and it looked like the wild shit is it. On the low, it looks like one low top and one high top. Like it's not even a good crop of the kick.
Yeah, I want to know what he had on underneath those.
I'm dying to know. I wish there was like an app that you can erase.
What were the pairs that everyone else wore?
So Air Force Ones, you have Jordan 8s. Those look like the Columbias, and then you have I don't know. It looks like some rich. Oh no, those are the high top Air Force Ones. And
he's wearing Reebok.
Yeah, he's got to be wearing. Well, no, I don't know what this other guy.
Does Nike have a sponsor on the tour?
I don't know. Well, this other dude at the end, he doesn't look like he has Nikes on. And I guess Jordan would still technically be Nike. No, it's not Nike, but whatever.
I feel like there has to be some contractual thing going on because you don't like.
He probably had on some like banana yellow.
That shit looks.
like some far out,
some banana yellow shoes.
That shit looks insane, yo. It looks insane. And
they probably looked around and said, "Yo, can we get him an extra pair of shoes?" No, we ain't got it. Can we go to the store? It's too far.
I'm just hoping that this is not going to.
I don't want nothing to do with that tour now.
Yeah, I hope this won't be a reflection of the music, guys. Let me just tell you, you're not really spot on with this crop here.
I'm trying to remember what song Player had.
I couldn't remember. Once I read it, I couldn't remember what song Player had.
Oh my God, I heard that name. Damn, what song did they have?
I really cannot remember. I even forgot they existed. Like, that's how bad it is.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But you at least told us that their Christmas album was fire.
Yo, I keep saying it. That Dru Hill Christmas album was OD fire. It don't even sound like a Christmas album. It really sounded like Christmas in Hawaii or in LA. Like it sounded like I'm telling you, just listen to the album. For those that don't know, Dru Hill did definitely put out a Christmas album last year, and it was fire. it was really, really good. And it's one of those albums where you don't feel like you're listening to Christmas music. So it just, you can play that shit in the summertime. You 100% could.
Hold on.
Christmas in summertime.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is they ain't ever gonna beat out Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey got Christmas on lock.
No one's ever beating Mariah Carey.
On lock.
No one.
That's why she goes in hiding and she always comes out around Christmas time because she's like, check season.
Yeah, she's lit.
My fault. Cheers to you, and Don't Stop the Music.
Who?
Playa in 1998.
Yeah, Cheers to You it was produced by Timbaland.
Cheers to You.
I don't remember that record.
Cheers to You. It had to be a bang if Tim was on because it reached number 10.
All I know is
Hold on. I think it's coming back to wait.
Either our old brains are bad or it's just it did not click.
No, because back in '98 you had Tim and Magoo. Oh,
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about a bunch of records. I don't even think I was really a Player fan.
I remember these niggas.
I was 6 years old, so
Let me see. Hold on. I remember these niggas.
Yo, Erin.
1998. I was 6 years old,
Don't
so
do that.
I can't really,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I was 6.
Ah, there it is. I remember that.
I remember that record. Okay, I remember that
Yeah,
record.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I remember that record. All right. Yeah, I canceled them. I wasn't really rolling with Player.
I was on some.
No,
I wasn't.
not at all.
I wasn't rolling. After that song, it just brought me back. I was not rolling with Player. I wasn't. And in fact, I felt like they was trying to be like Dru Hill. So it's coming full circle that you're now a part of Dru Hill.
Nah, Dru Hill, you should have never got those niggas. Now I remember.
Yeah, now I feel away.
Listen,
I feel away.
I was on my Spice Girl tip.
Yeah.
I didn't know none of that.
Wait.
Little old 6-year-old Erin listening to girl groups.
So wait, hold on. So Dru Hill got rid of Woody, and what was the
I was
other
trying to make
dude?
you feel old. Sorry.
No, I forgot the fat dude.
It's Woody and somebody else. Hold
But
on.
I think they turned their life over to God.
That's what everyone does now.
Yeah, they normally do. Which is
music
great.
industry
Shout out to them.
get you out
so
there.
yeah, it's Woody and Nokia. Obviously Cisco. Who is Larry? Larry Anthony. I don't know who this is.
Is that the dark skinned brother with the S curl in there?
I believe so.
He used to wear the shades.
Yeah, but Woody is the one that wrote a lot of those smash records.
Yeah, Player.
Well, all I know is next time, don't Photoshop sneakers
they pieced that group.
Don't Photoshop. Like,
That's a wild album rollout.
but you know what? It explains why that photo was so it was so like pulled back.
Yeah.
Because when you look from afar and like a glance,
it looks
you can't really
alright.
tell. But once you zoom in, you're
zoom
like,
in.
dog, like your right foot isn't angled even the correct way.
And keeping it a buck, they probably would have got away with it had the yellow sneaker that it looks like Nokia that's in the picture. It makes you zoom in to see what the fuck is on his shoe, and then you look at the side shoe. You like, hold on, detour. Let me see this bullshit you got going on.
I probably would have got away with it if it wasn't for you nosy kids in that damn dog.
Damn, like if it was a color situation, you could have got someone to like fill it in, like make it
Yeah,
white. Like you don't have to put a whole new sneaker on
I
it.
guarantee you, them cats did that photo shoot, and the publicist looked at it and said, "What the fuck does he have on?"
Yeah, they probably killed him.
It probably wasn't. There isn't all white sneakers.
It's all white. It's all
He
white.
probably didn't have white
He
sneakers.
had
Jordan
banana
ones.
yellow, extra 11 with the 11 with the extra point on it.
Yeah.
And they said, "What?"
He
the
probably
fuck?
had some crazy shit on. They gave him a pair of Air Jordan 1s, yo.
Carol, get the Photoshop guy in here right now.
Yeah, you might as well give
fire
him
him.
like green screen material around his sneakers, and he just put
Dead
it nowhere.
ass. Like,
Yo, he probably thought he was stunting in those shoes. He probably walked out like, "Yo."
Can you imagine getting a publicist email blast like new Dru Hill? Check out the footwear too. And you see that footwear, you probably cancel
Probably on
shit
that
like
laptop.
nigga, what?
Carol.
Oh man.
Yeah, that dead ass is like when dudes put on those fake beards.
Yeah, that's definitely up there for the spray paint beard.
That is, and that's a whole new level. I've seen
never-
people Photoshop themselves in pictures with celebs.
Yeah, that's
I've seen all,
different.
but I've never seen anyone Photoshop new pair of sneakers
That's
on their
crazy.
feet. Like that is wild.
That's crazy.
But his head was like, he had the pose like,
Yeah, but he was standing there like I caught this shit. Look at my side pose. I
check
caught
the
it.
footwork.
Oh man, I guess to the fans, let us know what you guys think. What sneaker was he wearing that they had to crop out and put on a pair of Air Jordan 1s on this fucking picture?
Banana yellow.
Banana yellows. Let us know your thoughts also on Sam Smith. Is he wrong for not liking Michael Jackson music? Is he entitled to his opinion? What do you guys think? Idris Elba, are you for or against him being the Black James Bond? And then also Nicki Minaj, give us your reviews. Tell us what you think. Like it, love it, hate it, want it more, underwhelming. And then also, what do you think Kanye needs to do in order to get back in your good graces?
Take a nap. a 100-year nap.
What does Kanye need to do to get back in your good graces? And give us your thoughts, I guess, on 6ix9ine as well. Is he taking this whole court situation serious, or is he on a one-way trip to prison?
Because Kanye should give everybody, pay for everybody's subscription to Black.
Yeah, word.
Oh my gosh. And on that note, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that button so you can get notified about all the stuff that we're doing. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, GrassRoutesPod. SoundCloud is GrassRoutesPodcast. Also, go check out our t-shirts. The description is the info's in the description box below. And also, feel free to leave your comments. Feel free to tweet us. Have conversations. Join our group me chat. Yeah. You'll be able to ask us further questions about things. You'll be able to put your input in outside of this comment section and just, rock with us. We rock with you.
I like that. I like that.
Cheers to you.
Oh, man. All right. With that said, I'm Brandon Killabh.
I'm Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm Regular Naz.
And we out.
GrassRoutes.